What's up, everybody? This is Jose from Sun Life.
Hey, Katie.
Welcome to La Isla de Marco, Florida. Named after Mexican songwriter Marco Antonio Solis, this island is Marco Island, south of Naples. It is the off-season, so it's kind of a little slow here this time of year. Now, usually Marco Island can be packed, but the snowbirds are gone, the tourists are gone, and it's eerily empty today. And that's the way this part of Florida is during the summertime, spring, when snowbirds leave. So it's already after Easter, so yeah. Now I am facing the sun. I hate to do this to you guys, but it's a miracle we're getting a Marco Island video because it's way the crap out here in the Everglades and far from everything else we've been doing. So I hate doing this to you guys, but this time of day, it's really difficult to record because the sun is setting, so we're gonna get a lot of video glare, and it's not my favorite way to upload a video, but there's no way around it. But anyways, welcome to Marco Island. Marco Island used to be considered one of the safest places in America by crime rate. The only crime here is the police officers because they have nothing to do with their time. And if you think I'm playing, you can look this up. Most of the crime on this island is actually committed by the police officers.
Yeah, they're bored.
They're bored out of their minds. And the most notorious crimes that have ever happened here have always been the cops, because they're the only people here who, well, have nothing to do.
Yeah.
And that leads to a preoccupation with bad things. But other than the cops engaging in criminal activity because they have nothing else to do, there's not much else to talk about this place. When I lived in Naples, I've worked here, all the time. For a while, I worked for a construction company down here, installing tile, helping a construction company. So I've been on and off the island more than once.
Every once in a while, we'd get trash outs here because we were in Jacksonville.
Yeah, that too. And then there was just coming here for fishing quite a bit.
Yeah.
So the island, it's going to look desolate. So like that's a fact of life here. This is one of two Publixes on the island.
Yeah.
They'll put two Publixes on Marco Island, but they won't put one in East Tampa where the black people live, or in Immokalee. They'll put two Publixes on a desolate island, but they won't put one in a black community anywhere. Starbucks won't put a Starbucks in a black community, and Publix won't put a Publix in a black community. Now they'll hire black employees to make up the difference. Talking about race, this place is like 96% white. A lot of Italians from New York moved down here. It's a really pleasant place to work. This place is really safe, chill. Just a really neat place to spend. You know, even working here was really pleasant.
Yeah, we always had a good time.
Mm-hmm. Like even when I used to work here, it was just really pleasant to work here on Marco Island because, like I said, it was just really chill. I'm gonna try the Uber delivery app, see if I get anything. I doubt we'll get it, but just out of curiosity.
Yeah.
I can't do passengers because I got Catherine the Great with me.
Yeah.
This YouTube channel would be a lot greater if she wasn't here.
What are you talking about? People love me.
I'm just playing.
If you don't have me in the video, say like, "Where's Katie?"
They think I hurt you.
Yeah.
I wouldn't hurt you. I feed you. Probably too much.
Take care of me.
Probably too much at this point. Just eat a lot. People get mad at me for treating Katie bad. I'm like, the more you comment about it, the more it's going to encourage us to do it, because at the end of the day, we feed off of comments. So it's like, if we do something and it makes people angry, then we're going to do it more, because that's kind of what the internet's about these days. Wow, it looks prettier than ever here.
You don't do nefarious things to me.
Now, is it me, or does Marco Island look fancier than it's ever looked? Look at all these new houses. There are a few high spots on Marco Island.
Yeah.
Look at the size of that house, man. They're building some brand new monstrosities on the island.
Yeah.
So Marco Island has been, you know, having some elevation that's a lot higher than other places in Florida. Now, I worked for a house here, lady, and her house was the highest house second to highest house on the island. There's a few high spots on the island, and And that is because these were Indian shell mounds, Native American shell mounds. And then they plowed it all over. Like Marco Island, you know, they say Lakewood Ranch is the greatest planned community ever. No, it's not. This is the greatest planned community ever. Marco Island is a planned community. I don't know if you guys know that. They literally reshaped the entire island, plowed over the mounds. Look at the size of the houses. I had forgotten how. I guess they built a lot since we were here last. Wow, freaking gorgeous, man. And of course, the irony of this place is that the whole summer, look how beautiful it is. It's empty the whole summer.
Yeah.
Nobody here. These are the second homes of people. I've always said if I had enough money, I'd live here. Hey, don't they have apartments here? Look at the size of the one they're building over there. Man, they're building monstrosities out here. Is it me, or has this island like gotten like 10 steps higher than what it was before?
Yes, the building standards are higher now.
Like no, like they're like it's more rich than before. Like there's just more money here. They're building McMansions basically.
Yeah. The ones that are coming here now, they're wanting more different
money.
styles.
It doesn't look bad. I'm not gonna say it's a figured island, but no, like they say, Lakewood Ranch is the best master plan community on earth. It's not. You guys forgot that Marco Island is a master plan community. I don't know if you guys knew that.
Yeah.
Marco Island.
The only problem with Marco Island.
The only problem with you talking over me is that you're gonna get hit. When I'm talking and saying something important about the future and economy and prosperity I put in this mug, and then you start talking over me, it aggravates me, dog. And I don't do it, dog.
Can I say what I was gonna say?
No, I'm not gonna say it now. It's aggravating me.
Don't say it.
You're not gonna say it.
The only problem with Marco Island is the lack of options of getting off the island.
Yeah, it's an island. There's only two ways in.
Yeah.
Goodland or the other bridge.
Yeah.
Look at the size of these houses. Wow. Like I was saying before Katie interrupted me, sorry I have to deal with her, y'all. I mean, like, you can understand my Haitian frustration, though. Imagine having to deal with somebody like this all the time. Katie, how can you relate to how I'm feeling right now?
No.
You're supposed to say yes.
Yeah, Jose, sure.
Okay, thank you. Like I was saying, can you imagine being married to somebody this frustrating? Can you relate to me,
Yeah.
Katie? Yes
Definitely.
or no? All right, thank you for agreeing with me. Finally, we can agree on something. Like I was saying, though, Marco Island is the best master plan community that I have seen. Not Lakewood Ranch. You guys forgot that this is a master plan community here. This was carved out of nothing. And here it is today in its splendid beauty. Almost all these houses, almost all of them have golf access. We're getting a house built here soon. We're working on it right now. But
sure.
we need 12 million subscribers.
Yeah.
And nobody ever shares our videos to help us get to that point.
Yeah.
So we're stuck living in Lakewood Ranch where we don't have golf access.
Yeah.
Because y'all ain't sharing my videos. It's a Haitian frustration situation that y'all got me up in. It's bringing stress to my marriage because I'm supposed to be living better than this. Like I'm not even supposed to be living. You know what I'm saying? I'm supposed to be living in a mansion, and y'all ain't helping me. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all ain't helping me reach my. Look at that house we're building. That's new right there. And Marco Island, yes, it is at sea level. But if you pay close attention, you'll notice that the new houses that are going in are at like, they got some pretty good elevation. And Marco Island has been in like 3 or 4 storm surges already recently. And that they don't do anything because everything's built, like the building codes here are so elevated that, you know, that the houses are 12, 13 feet off the ground. So unless we get like a Hurricane Ian types, and even then some of these houses are 20, 30 feet above sea level regardless. Point being, Marco Island is not susceptible to storm surge destruction. It's very susceptible to flooding, but not destruction. forgot how beautiful. I hadn't seen how beautiful this place is because it's been a while since we've been out here. They've built so much.
Yeah.
I'm literally like, this is. I mean, we were just in Miami,
Yeah.
and I will say, like, some of Miami's nicer areas are kind of overrated. Like, I was just working in Brickell, and you know, like, I climbed up to this. In Brickell, they got those giant. Like, look at that thing. That's like about 30 feet off the ground right there. 30 feet elevation on some of these. 30 feet above sea level, and what storm surge is going to get that high? So, yeah, you can get a 10, 12 foot storm surge come through here, but is it going to damage anything? Probably not. And even if the house is flooded, these are not going to like wash over. They're well-built houses. So, what makes Marco Island an attractive location, and I think I contributed to that. So, if you live in Marco Island, you have somebody to thank for that. Is that I have made videos explaining how Marco Island is probably one of the best places because they've been through hurricanes, and like even though we get hit by hurricanes, they recover really well.
Mm-hmm.
This place always recovers really well from hurricanes, and that's part of what makes it attractive. Is that yeah, they get storm surge flooding, but oh well, they don't get storm surge destruction. We're going to be facing the sun here for a minute. I hate doing this to you guys, but we don't have a choice. The way this island's shaped, even finding a good time to record is difficult.
Yeah.
This is like a cloudy or overcast day because it's so... You gotta drive around in circles.
There's a beach on this island that my sister used to really like. It's called Tiger Tail Beach.
Great beach.
Yes. Sometimes it gets a little,
Dangerous?
no, it's like, there's a barrier island, so it's less chaotic, but sometimes you get, like, seaweed.
People smoking seaweed? Yeah, no?
No.
Oh,
Like sargassum.
Are they smoking sargassum, dog?
So it's not as clean, but you're in, like, backwater.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and then there's an island where you have the beach and it's a little more clear. But yeah, she loved that because she could actually do a little bit more in it.
Yeah, Marco Island is not noted for having clear water quality. It's by the 10,000 islands. It's kind of choppy here. The way the winds come up off the bottom, it's always choppy. So it's not noted for clear water. Incredible fishing, snook, tarpon. I got great memories working here, and I've worked in penthouses here. I've worked in penthouses on this island, and I mean top floors overlooking the water both ways type stuff. I've worked in some of the most prestigious properties on this island.
Yeah. The Tiger Tail is a great beach if you have little kids.
Bro, are you interrupting me again?
Yeah.
There'll be consequences and repercussions if you interrupt me again. So, like I was saying before Katie started talking about her beach or whatever, mango tree right there. Is I've worked in like the most prestigious properties here. Like we would do tile, and we'd have the whole 3 to 4 months, like the whole penthouse to ourselves, you know. And the person I was working with was family, so it was like just me and a family member hanging out on a penthouse, working hard. You know, we take our lunch breaks on the balcony, watch the manatees roll by every day. I mean, probably spent more time in the house than the people that owned it, because they're up north and they're here for a few months during the winter. And we had these whole penthouses all to ourselves. I mean, we had it to us, you know. And it was really cool. I had a lot of great memories here on Marco Island. Like, if I had money, I'd live here. Now, the only real downside of living on Marco Island, serious downside of living on this island, without a doubt, is that there's practically very limited dining options. And everything that is available closes early. If you like eating out, there's no much of a. I mean, look at this. It's practically a ghost town.
My family used to come here and eat at the Snook Inn.
Yeah, because they're
And
rich
we've
white
eaten
people.
there a few times.
It's, they're all rich white people. So, my family used to clean the toilets at the Snook Inn. We used to come here and clean toilets.
You made that up.
I think the Snook Inn got washed away though, didn't it?
It did, and then they rebuilt it.
Is it open again?
I think so.
Yeah, it's like the most famous restaurant on the island.
Yeah.
Great snapper fishing. I have memories on this island like you wouldn't believe. And I like that it's tranquil and there's nobody here. Like, I know for a lot of people, this is like death right here. Like, a place this lonely and lonesome.
Yeah.
It's so lonesome you could cry. It's so lonesome you could cry out here. I know for some people that's a little overwhelming. But there's something to be said about a place that's quiet and tranquil. And that thing that is to be said is that it sucks. But if you can deal with the fact that there's practically... Although, honestly, if you live here in Marco Island, you probably have Uber Eats bring you dinner every night.
Yeah.
Probably. I mean, like, if you can afford to live here, you can have somebody from Laley or Naples Manor bring you food.
Yeah.
There's not much dining to speak of. I mean, I think that... Look at... They throw away stuff here. Like, look at those... Look at those beach chairs. There's nothing wrong with them. You saw them? Patio chairs? The ones you can lounge on. You see them? You catch that? Did you catch it? Probably not. Probably not. Did you catch those chairs that they threw away there?
Uh-huh.
You want them? You're too fancy for picking up rich people's garbage. I don't think I have space for it.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, we don't have any space for it.
Yeah.
But other than that, if we had space, man, I'd pick them up for sure. But, yeah, they throw away some great stuff out here. I mean, they'll throw away stuff out here you can't afford to buy it. These people here will throw stuff away that you can't afford to buy, even if you got money.
Cute.
With the green shutters.
Yeah.
It's a watermelon house.
Yeah, I like it.
It's a watermelon. It's a pink with green shutters. It's a watermelon themed house.
Mm-hmm.
So these buildings here, I built all. There's a little boat ramp here, a little park. I'm gonna skip on going in there. Let's get going. We gotta get to Naples.
Yeah.
I wanna get to Naples Pier before sunset, hopefully. I don't know if we'll find parking. I'll try. On the southern tip of the island now. I've worked in all these buildings. I mean, the view from these penthouses, it's unbelievable. It was fun going to work. I mean, the work was hard and the pay wasn't great, but back then you didn't need to make a lot of money to be happy. You just needed to make enough money to live. But, the thing about working on this island was just, it was incredible. Like, you'd have these views just in 360. I mean, it was incredible. I worked in places here in Marco Island, and I think and then you'd have it all to yourself. That was the crazy part. Like, the owners wouldn't be there. Like, it felt like it was yours, like you just worked and you hung out. Probably hung out more than what we should have because,
Yeah.
the setting. But it was incredible working on this island. There's a horrible thing to actually get a taste of rich wealthiness and not be able to live it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think people like, the average person doesn't really understand what the life of people in these places is actually like because they've never lived it. But, like, if you've worked in these places for a year straight, you kind of get the understanding of having an oceanfront view. Not a lot of people understand the type of luxury it is to have an oceanfront view. Not a single ping for food. I mean, I'm gonna guess nothing's open. Nature's Crack Shack. Have they opened up the Snook Inn yet or no?
I think so.
They're on the north end of the island, right?
Yeah. Not really what I would want for a dining option today.
No, that's fancy. No, I want something like Leone's Pizza or something. We've had too much pizza this week.
Too much pizza love. I I'm pizzaed out.
Yeah, I'm pizzaed out too. There's a huge Cuban pizza scene in Miami, so we're and in Tampa
I'm
too.
good. Yeah, I'm
we've
good.
got more pizza than you can think of. I'm no pizza.
I'm good.
So what are we eating? Sushi.
That would be okay for me, but not for you.
I love how you recognize that.
Yeah.
There's a beach here if you want to go to it. Naples better. Let the sun go down a little bit.
You know what beach I would actually want to go to?
Which one?
Barefoot.
Bro, by the time you drive to Barefoot Beach,
I know.
it'd be like they close it at sunset, right? That would have been something to tell me earlier in the day. But once again, kid, you just aggravate me. You're a Haitian aggravation. Can you imagine living with somebody as aggravating as you?
Yeah.
You're like, yep. Do you know what it's like to be married to somebody who's aggravating, Katie?
I'm married to someone who's extremely aggravating.
So you know how I feel.
Yeah.
Finally, we can agree on something.
Who am I married to?
You think I'm aggravating? Well, I still agree with you. I love how people think that this is like actually how I treat you in and out every day. Give it to big fish.
Why are you always asking for these things?
Because I care about my dental hygiene.
That's not it.
I was casting it, I got sand trapped in my teeth.
That sounds like something you would do.
Well, one thing can be said, it's certainly not exciting.
Yeah.
It's just very, dead. If somebody knows if the snook inn is open again, hit me up in the comments with that information. I'm not going to drive by there right now. We got to get going.
Yeah.
We want to get to the pier before it's sunset. There used to be a great sandwich place, Italian sandwich place on the island.
Tired tail. Good tired tail.
You ever had the pizza place here?
Yeah.
There's like a pizza and sandwich place around
It's
here.
too much though.
Oh, it's way too heavy. But it's not if you're working construction. Although we used to get the meatball sandwiches. I think it's in here. There's this place right here. It's right in there.
Mm-hmm.
Right in there.
Yeah.
There's a little like a deli or something. No, it's not there. Joey's Pizza. No, there really isn't much to speak of things to do on the island.
La Mesa Taqueria.
Oh, they opened a taco place now?
Yep.
It's hard to believe with as many workers as they have on this island in the daytime that they don't have like a food truck somewhere.
Yeah, they're probably not allowing them
here. Yeah. Is it Lee or Naples that wanted to get rid of food trucks? Is it Naples that wanted to get rid of food trucks?
All of it.
Imagine cruising through here in an S500, SL500.
Collier County. Collier County.
The whole county?
Yep.
How horrible.
It sounds like some Collier would do.
Yeah,
it's not Lee
that sounds
County.
like. So you see this building right here, the cell building?
Yeah.
I worked on that building facing the water. There's a bulldog in the back.
Nice.
In that building, a horrendous crime happened. One of the most horrendous crimes in Marco Island happened in that building. Right there in that building. It was one of the most horrendous crimes that's ever happened here. I worked in that building installing tile.
I remember going to this one Dixie.
So one day I was taking my lunch break, and these guys supposedly were fishing, right?
Yeah.
And they had 4 giant coolers You ever watch somebody do something and you know you can tell that they're like really scared and nervous and tense?
Yeah.
These guys had brought in 4 coolers, baby. I mean, like the giant ones. Like they acted like they were fishing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you know how people get off on a boat.
Mm-hmm.
When people are coming off of a fishing trip, there's a way you get on and off a boat.
Yeah.
You know, after a fishing trip. These guys parked the boat, and there was 4 of them,
Mm-hmm.
and they had these man-sized coolers, right? Giant coolers, the
Yeah.
biggest coolers I've ever seen. And they would get out, they parked the boat, looked around, grabbed these coolers that were not out in the open, they were inside the boat, grab them, and then they grabbed the coolers and left with the coolers and just left the poles in the boat and everything. It was so awkward. And you could tell like they were looking around, but like we're up on a balcony, so like they're not paying attention to us. They're looking at on ground level. And we're up there like just looking down during our lunch break, and these guys show up. 4 giant coolers. And if you think about it, if they were fishing in ice, they wouldn't have been maneuvering them the way they were. Basically, you could tell they were unloading a load. It was so obvious. I mean, because like when guys come back from a fishing trip, they're high-fiving each other. You know, they're talking, they're chatting. You don't go on a fishing trip with somebody and then each person grabs their cooler and leaves quietly. That doesn't happen. That's not, because you're sitting up there and you're watching hundreds of people come back from fishing trips, you know? Watching hundreds and hundreds of people all day long and how they're acting. And I remember that one day, like, that was so awkward. I remember I was watching this and I was like, wow, that is definitely something right there. Great snapper fishing here on the island. Oh, and the fish, I don't know now these days, everything's garbage these days, but back then, you could get snapper, you could get sheep's head, everything. King. Alright guys, checking out from Marco Island. I'm gonna let you guys go. Hope you guys enjoy that drive.